When a new baby arrives, almost everyone focuses on the baby. The baby's feeding, the baby's sleeping, the baby's milestones. But here's what I've learned after supporting mothers and families. Most postpartum struggles don't happen because families don't care. They happen because families don't know. They don't have enough information. No one is teaching us how to support a recovering mom. No one teaches us what healing actually requires, how intricate it is, how layered it is, right? And as a result, families are often making well-intentioned mistakes that are leaving mothers undersupported, overwhelmed, and exhausted. And so today, I'm going to share 5 of the most common postpartum mistakes families make and what we can actually do instead. So if you are a pregnant postpartum person, a parent, a grandparent, a friend, a birth worker, this conversation is for you. So one of the biggest mistakes that we make is believing that once the baby's born, the hard part is over. But birth is absolutely not the finish line. It's the beginning of recovery. And so a mother may be healing from vaginal tearing, a cesarean birth, blood loss, hormonal changes, sleep deprivation, emotional adjustment, doing all of that while caring for a newborn. And so many mothers are hearing things like, so when are you going to get back to normal? And when are you going to come out? Like, when are you going back to work? No one is asking, how can I help you heal, or what do you need to heal, right? And so families that understand postpartum recovery is a process create more space for rest, for grace, and for actual support. Let's talk about visitors. Visitors are not inherently bad. Community matters, connection matters, but too often visitors become another responsibility for a recovering mother. Families are expecting her to entertain, clean the house, host conversations, pass the baby around. Not only may she not be comfortable with all that, but it's exhausting and it doesn't really contribute anything to healing. And so here's something that I tell families. Visitors should be bringing support, not additional work. A helpful visitor is probably bringing a meal, folding laundry, washing dishes, walking the dog, maybe entertaining older siblings, maybe holding the baby while the mom showers. All of that is going to be contingent on what the family is actually comfortable with. But postpartum is not a performance. It's not an opportunity for you to come over and be in someone's home and looking for them to entertain you with their stories of birth and the baby and the oohs and the ahs. Not appropriate. So this next one is actually pretty common. Everyone is always asking, how's the baby? And people aren't actually checking on the mom and saying, hey, how are you? So when that happens, mothers can begin to feel invisible during postpartum. If every conversation now revolves around feeding schedules and sleep patterns and diaper changes, the actual person who carried the baby, birthed the baby, is experiencing all of these things, they might be struggling emotionally or physically and probably mentally, especially if there's sleep deprivation. And so one of the most powerful things that families can do, free and easy, is to intentionally check on the mother. Ask them how they're feeling. Ask them how they're sleeping. Ask what support they need and how you can actually help while you are there visiting. Never assume that they are okay just because they're smiling. You really want to genuinely support people, and that starts with curiosity. When we stay curious about people, we ask questions that actually get real answers. So stay curious. Many mothers carry an enormous mental load, even during recovery. And so they may be managing the feeding schedules, still taking care of the appointments for the older children, managing household tasks, the communication with family, coordinating visitation, as well as emotional labor. And so because they often feel responsible for keeping everything running, they may not actually be telling you the reals of what they are experiencing. And so here's the truth. Postpartum was never meant to be a solo experience. Historically, communities shared responsibilities, and today many mothers are expected to recover while continuing to carry most of the household burden. Families can help by asking, what can I take off your plate? Not just like, hey, let me know if you need anything. That is absolutely unhelpful. And it still puts the burden and the thought and the effort on the person that you're saying that to. So let me know if you need anything is not the thing to be saying. Many mothers are too exhausted to even coordinate, let alone think about the help that they need. This next one is a mistake that affects the entire family. Many people wait until they're overwhelmed before seeking support. They think, oh, I'm gonna figure it out. We don't need help, we'll be fine. We'll call someone if things get bad. But postpartum support works best when it's planned before it's needed. So create a postpartum plan. Identify where meal support is gonna come from, child care support is gonna come from, emotional support, recovery support, professional support, whether that's a doula, a therapist, a lactation consultant, a trusted family member, or your faith community. Support is not a sign of weakness, it's literally a strategy. A healthy postpartum experience does not happen by accident. It happens with intentionality. It happens when mothers are surrounded by care and families are surrounded by care. And so the 5 mistakes that we discussed today are treating birth like it's the finish line, prioritizing visitors over recovery, focusing on the baby while forgetting about the mother, expecting mothers to do literally everything, and waiting too long to ask for help. But here's the good news. Every single one of these mistakes can be avoided. And the postpartum period is not simply about keeping a baby alive. It's also about helping a mother to heal. And so when mothers are supported, the baby automatically benefits. The partners automatically benefit. The families automatically benefit, which means that the community automatically benefits. And so whether you're preparing for birth or supporting someone who recently gave birth, ask yourself, what can I do to actually make this recovery easier? Because that question alone can literally change everything. If you're preparing for postpartum, we've created a free postpartum planning guide to help families build a support system before the baby arrives. So you'll find the link below, and I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What is the best thing that someone did for you during postpartum? Or what is some support that you wish you had received? I'll see you in the next video. Bye.